If you're in the market for a brand new Pontiac, Cadillac, or Oldsmobile, you'll want to see the experts first. Here we go. The stage is set. 40 laps around the toughest and trickiest quarter mile of them all, Riverside Park Speedway.
And they're off, and Chris Kopec wastes no time from his number one spot. Here comes Brian Schofield trying to hound him down in car number 09. Schofield down low to the inside, can't make the move stick that time. He'll fall back in line.
Trouble now down the front straightaway. Avery gets hooked with the number 47, and that sets off a chain reaction in the competition there. Their bumpers were literally locked together. The old story of the tail wagging the dog is what happened there. Avery's bumper was locked on the back bumper of the Rigged machine.
Well, let's see who's able to pull away under their own power.
Yes, sir. It looks like the damage might not be as severe as one might have anticipated in a situation like that, with the exception of maybe the Robbie Summers car, as it looks like it's got right front suspension damage done on that. Tim DeRoyne's car looks like it's going to be able to fire up and pull away. Roy Seidel is able to pull through, and perhaps another victim will be Richie Gallup's number 28. The Advance Towing and Wrecker Service record goes to assist there. Dan Avery was kind of forced into Teddy Rigged. They were bumper locked together.
Rigged's car, first one on the hook. And let's see what happens there. You can see the 78 of Eric Leclerc is up on top of the left wheel, left front of the 28 of Richie Gallup. Have to sort them out without doing any further damage.
Bob Duza. Please call your daughter Laura immediately, please. Bob Duza, D-U-S-Z-A. Please call your daughter Laura immediately, please. You can see that left rear Nerf bar, which was literally hooked on Dan Avery's front bumper. Rigged goes back to the pits under his own power. Pretty much all of these cars were victim of circumstances. They had no place to go as everything went spinning and got locked together. They were just in the midst of the melee. Big Jim Houghton's car is wedged up in the turn as well, along with a Gallo machine.
Well, TV Tim has had a tough day today.
Is with this, we just want to mention that if they go to the pits under their own power, so very good pit crew. Jim Houghton goes back to the pits under his own power. And Avery's crew is the caliber of pit crew that could easily change a tie rod or a rack and pinion in this long caution and get that car back out. The older style Mustang or Pinto rack and pinion type steerings on them. Some of them have the newer Sweet style steering, which is an aftermarket company that designs a special steering rack for open wheel modifieds. But for the most part, they've got the older style Pinto type, and Dan Avery pulls away under his own power and is heading back to the pits. His crew won a championship by getting this car out each and every Saturday night here at Riverside in 1995. Rob Fuller's car shows the worst of the wear, both the right and left front suspension. Robbie Summers' car. Robbie takes that long walk back to the pit area. Eric Leclerc, his car appears to have both front and rear suspension damage done after turning in such a good run. And you can see the left front suspension's all peeled back on car number 28. So, have to drive your car to the pits under your own power. So the ideal situation would be to get the wrecker guy to drop you just to the inside of the racetrack so you could drive to the pit area.
Well, you said it earlier, Ben, if the determination was the key to success, yes, Eric Leclerc would be very successful.
Absolutely. He is one of the most determined individuals I've ever met in this business, and nothing seems to get him down.
Well, he'll give it another try. Look at that left front.
Eric gets out of the car. Ford Wrecker over there to assist him.
Spots of oil also laying down apparently. 7 cars out of the event already. Here we go. They'll line them up to get going again.
Okay, Raleigh, here they come. Off turn number 4. Green flag is out. We're underway. It's a drag race off of turn number 4, but Kopec's will win. Brian Schofield hard into the Armco Berry.
Schofield went right into turn 1 hard on the outside as he was in the portion of the racetrack that the safety crew had just cleaned up. It apparently must have been a little slick as he...
Here we go. No laps shown on the Winston Racing Series scoreboard. Here they come. NASCAR Turf Type modifies. Green flag is out as we are underway. Kopec and car number M6 will bolt right out into the lead. Here comes Eddie Spires. But here comes now Fran Principe, car number 44, trying to make a move to the inside. Can he make the move stick? Not that time, but here comes the Reg in car number 11 as Rogerio now will work to the outside as they exit off of turn number 2 and head down the backstretch.
Richard Savory moves into that 3rd spot. He takes a peek at the bottom of Spires, can't do it. The Reg is on a roll, and Tom Jensen is looking just as good with car number 79. Jensen moves to the outside. Principe tries to keep it nice and low. Kopec starts on the pole and sets the pace with 3 laps into the record books.
Now Dave Barabee tucks himself down low to fight Jensen for position. Keep an eye on the 04. Here comes Barabee. No completion of the move that time as Jensen looks very strong indeed. He's working over Principe. That's his principal concern right now.
Currently in that 8th spot is the Tony Papali machine as he tries to work his way up to the front. But back up front, it's car number M6 of Chris Kopec.
Off the turn, Spires holding off Richard Savory at the moment. Savory looking outside. Let's see if he goes for the inside. Not at the moment. Still a long, long way to go. 44 laps. Dan Avery obviously still with something malfunctioning in that car as he fallen way back.
Savory in car number 9 tries to reel in the 18 of Spires. Let's see if Savory will try and move down low. No, not that time.
Good racing action for that number 2 position. But still in command is Chris Kopec, Dan Avery, with a car that was severely damaged earlier.
The 44 trying to overtake the Reg as they head down the backstretch. They'll come up to a slower car of Dan Avery, car number 10.
Principe right there. The Reg just slips on by. Jensen waits in the wings. Meanwhile, Tim Zambelli and Teddy Riggett come together. And Zambelli has something break in the front suspension.
He and Riggett made contact, and that may be when.
Let's see what's going to happen.
Okay.
Just as we predicted, Kopec takes advantage of things on the start. Savory looking to get up there and run with Kopec in search of his first career victory at Riverside. Spires drops back to 3. Principe comes back to life. The Reg drops back to 5.
Principe is the car on the move right now. Car number 44 is now, he's going to try to pick off the 18 of Spires. Dueling for that 3rd position. Here comes a strong car number 44, Fran Principe.
Principe's run very strong before. He's come close on several occasions, but never won the QB doll or the cigar for being in victory lane. Good performance turned in by Principe, trying to make that bottom work. Barabee's trying to do the same thing a little further back.
But Right now, Chris Kopec in car number M6 continues to show strength in the M6. Then it's Savory. Good battle still for that third spot between the 44 Principe and the 18 Aspires. Watching all that going on, it's car number 11 of Ruggiero. Ruggiero trying to make that move on the high side of the track.
Well, there's no question about it. Savory's got some problems as he is drifting up higher and higher on every lap. Center of the turn, the car just goes into a four-wheel slide.
Here comes the wrench now on the inside. He's under Spires and moves into fourth place.
Jensen's right there, and so isn't Barabee.
Jensen having a good run in car number 79. As now Jensen will try to look to the inside, coming off of turn number 4 as he tries to take a position away from the 18 of Spires.
The Reg moves underneath Principe and moves into the third spot, trying to intimidate Principe a bit. Will it work? Yes, it does.
So now Ruggiero will take over that third spot. As now he's got his eyes set on the number 2 place car number 9 of Savory. While all that action's going on, Chris Kopec is starting to check out on the rest of the field.
Check out is right. A walk in the park for Kopec. And it looks like he has his third straight win very handily. Now the Reg is working on Savory.
Savory is unable to keep that car down on the racetrack. It drifts up into a four-wheel slide in the center of the turn. Ruggiero takes advantage of all of that.
Now the big question, can Ruggiero track down the M6 of Kopec? We shall see.
Meanwhile, Tony Papali is starting to show a little muscle. He moves into the top 5. Down underneath the Reg and putting the pressure on for second. Tony Papali finally found some magic on the bottom of this racetrack. If he gets a caution, he could be a contender for a victory.
And it looks like right now he's the fastest car on the track. As now he'll try to reel in our leader car number M6 of Kopec.
Trouble now. Barabee locks horns with the Reg. Savory gets bounced out of line.
And we have a problem up at turn number 2.
Well, this is the yellow that Chris Kopec wasn't hoping for, that Tony Papali was praying for.
One in pro stocks here.
Oh, not a good start on that one. Yellow flag stays out. Thank goodness.
Well, we'll see if we can do it again, Raleigh.
Yes, sir. The old snooker move.
When we go back to green, it's going to be the battle of the Reds. Kopec on the inside, Papali on the outside. Set.
Billy Dunn staring over there, pointing with the yellow flag.
Green flag is out off turn number 4. Here we are back to green. Kopec wins the battle. Here comes Ruggiero now trying to make a move to that inside. Can't make the move stick.
Dave Barabee looking very strong on the outside of the Reg. But it appears that they're not going to be much of a match for Chris Kopec, who really appears to have things well underway. Trouble now. Jensen goes around with a lot of smoke. And it appears that an excessive amount of smoke came from beneath the Jensen race car, but he gets it fired up and pulls away. Paired off in rows of 2. And they go to green. Kopec again does his duty as the lead car. Look at Barabee. as they tell the story there. Ooh, Spires is all over the racetrack.
Now Barabee will pick up that third spot from the Reg. Reg still trying to fight on that inside, but he'll lose it to Barabee. Now Barabee and Papali come together. Papali does a great job of controlling the car. He'll lose some positions, but now Barabee's got his eyes set on the leader.
Well, Barabee looked quick on that last restart, and now he hunts down Chris Kopec.
And it looks like he is doing it.
Well, this could turn into something before it's over. Still 12 laps remaining. We'll keep an eye on, see if we can see any pickup by Barabee in the 04.
So right now, Kopec your leader. Barabee second, Ruggiero third, Papali fourth, Savory's fifth, and Principe is...
the master of the hat trick. Here at Riverside. Meanwhile, the Reg and Papali battle for that third position. He pulls off the hat trick in 1996, like he did in 1995. Chris Kopec wins his third event. Barabee in for second, Ruggiero in for third, fourth is Papali, fifth unofficially is Richard Savory. We'll give you the official finish in just a moment. He'll be heading to the winner's circle. It is now 9:49. We'll meet and greet our winner, but Chris Kopec has done it again. The incredible hat trick. 3 wins in a row, the first 3 race events in 1995, and the first 3 race events in 1996 here at Riverside Park Speedway. As we'll go to Gary Danko. Kopec is out of the automobile. Gary Danko with our winner. 3 in a row.
Well, just like his sponsor, Clean Sweep, you've done it. Last year you took the first 3 in a row, and you've done it this year.
Yeah, I don't know what to say, boy. I can't believe it. We had a long day at Stafford trying to get into the tour race, and we came here. You know, they didn't touch this thing all for the last, 2 weeks or so since the rain, and it's just fast. You know, I can't say enough for the sponsors, Clean Sweep, Valentine Plate, and Flamingo Racing, RB Enterprises, Paul and Terry Les. Boy, I don't know. They give me a good race car. I start up front, it makes it pretty good.
Now the big question, starting next week, you'll be starting, in the rear of the field, so to speak. Can you do it from the rear?
I don't know. They see some pretty good wrecks from up to the field tonight. You know, if luck's with you, you can get it done. And, Reggie's done it over the years, and there's Danny. There's quite a few guys have done it, so we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Now, does this get you eager to come back and compete with us each and every Saturday night? Because there was rumors that you may not come back every Saturday night, but how about you're the point leader right now, 3 wins?
Well, unfortunately, we're going to miss 5 or 6 races here this year just because of our commitments on the tour. That's something new, but that's my job, and that's where I've got to be. But, as often as I can get here, we're going to be back.
Okay, that's Chris Kopec. He makes a clean sweep, 3 in a row, back upstairs.
Okay, guys.
Okay, and here's the official order of finish for tonight's modified feature. In addition to Kopec taking his 3rd straight, Dave Barabee takes 2nd place in the 04, followed by the Reg in car 11. Papali finishes 4th in the 67, followed by Savory in the 9. 6th place to Fran Principe in the 44X, followed by Eddie Spires in the 18. Tom Jensen finishing 8th in the 79, and he was followed by Rene Dupuy in the 90. Jim Houghton hangs on for 10th place in the 48, New York, and he was followed by Marty Leary in the 94. Then it was the 71 of Roy Seidel, followed by Ted Riggett in the 47. Brian Schofield comes back to get in 14th place in the 09, followed by Zambelli in the 17, Avery in the 10A, Grasso in the 75, the 78 of Leclerc, the 2X of Summers, the 7 of Gallo, the 28 of Gallup, and the 26 of DeRoyne. That's the story on tonight's modified feature.